And I have with me Corbin, as always. He's making faces. You guys can't see it because all you see right now is alien Slender Man. Um, but do we want to start with a topic today? Also, Kyler's here. Snowman's here. He's often not, but now he is.
Topic.
Topic indeed. um,
Uh,
was there like a specific?
can I start with how much I hate everything?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, cool. I hate everything modern, basically, and I think that society itself should return to literally anything older than, like, the past 50 years. I don't care if it's basically, like, the pagan tribalism, or if it's being monkeys, or if it's being, like, post-Christian Rome, or whatever. Anyway, I think just there's nothing good about anything new. I think the best you get is okay. I think that our current civilization has reached the peak already, and that in order to create something new, what we currently have has to be completely destroyed in order for that new thing to be created.
Okay. I mean, I mostly agree.
It's all gonna collapse anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, I think inevitably it is going to collapse. It's just a matter of when, not if.
Yep.
Now, granted, every time I find something new that is good, like as far as like a movie or things, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like I said, Saw X, one of the best Saw movies, easily. But I didn't expect it because I expect everything to be shit now. Because 9 times out of 10, that's the case. I'd say actually no, 99 out of 100, it's bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
There was also that movie, The Banshees of Inisherin, that was pretty good that Theron showed me. But, like, whenever I hear, like, a game or something I like is getting, like, a remake or a sequel, I'm always just like, oh, it's going to be shit. So I'm not interested. I don't want them to do that. I want things I like to just stay in the past. Stay dead.
Yeah, I don't like when people like the things that I like.
Yeah. I don't want normies getting into things I like, yeah. Like, that's
You have to gatekeep.
Yeah, you do have to gatekeep, for sure. Like, that's the problem I had with Devilman Crybaby, is it brought a bunch of normies into the Devilman fan base. And, Devilman Crybaby, it does some things really well, but it also does a lot of things really, really, really poorly.
Yeah.
It's funny how, like, people, like, one of the things people praise about Devilman Crybaby is the art style, and I'm like, the art style is, like, one of the worst parts. What are you talking about? Like Kyler, the art style was, like, the main reason you didn't want to even check it out, right?
Yeah. That's basically why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, you're not missing much. It's, like, really fucking modernized, and it has, like, gay sex in it that wasn't in the manga, and it's cringe.
It's aesthetically...
Why did plugging in a controller change my computer to do weird shit?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I hate the concept of modernizations in general.
Which it's funny to say that as someone who has a lot of objectivist views, because Ayn Rand was very, like, pro-modernization.
Mm-hmm. But, because the way Ayn Rand... I like a lot of Ayn Rand's views on, like, basically, like, on simplicity, and I like her views on how we, the practicality, like, or even, like, a recognition that so much of what we have is due to, like, strong men that could have given us the things we have, and just, but you can see how, like, certain elements of her liberal views and her tastes in aesthetics and things like that have impacted our culture in a negative way.
Right.
Like, the simplicity of logos now are retarded. Like, every cool logo design has been replaced by a simpler one that looks terrible, and this is all because of the Art Deco art style that Ayn Rand really liked.
That's the problem with like buildings nowadays too, because back in the day they match the scenery around them, and now they all just fucking look the same and they're square and don't match the fucking landscape.
And part of that is also, I also think, is the fault of objectivist style liberalism, because of, she believed in the simplicity of buildings and wanting, and only practicality, like it should just serve its purpose, but not, but that the beauty should just be in that it's serving its purpose rather than actually any aesthetic. And but this I disagree with. I like different. Yeah, a freaking thing showed up and said that my phone was almost dead, and it was like fully charged not that long ago.
You got a battery cell going bad or something then,
Yeah,
Corbin?
your battery's failing.
Well, the thing about like I saw this really good video the other day about how McDonald's how they took away all the fun stuff about why it was actually good to go there as a kid, because play places and they used to throw birthday parties at McDonald's too.
Yeah.
And McDonald's, there were some that had fucking GameCube kiosks and shit.
Yeah, and the Nintendo DS kiosks and shit like that.
I want to say there was even one that had a Nintendo 64 kiosk when I was growing up, but I could be misremembering.
I don't remember that, but that doesn't mean it didn't exist.
Right. But Chuck E. Cheese...
Am I sideways?
I mean... No, you're not.
So I look normal side up?
Yeah, it flipped your...
Yeah, it flipped it for you. So Discord is better than YouTube in that regard, I guess. But granted, the audience can't see you. I'm just throwing images up on the screen periodically. Yeah, I can see you waving, Corbin, but again, nobody else can.
You're waving. We see.
To me, I'm sideways. On my camera, I'm sideways.
I see.
That's weird.
Well, Corbin's been really getting into metal lately. That's been something he's been really getting into.
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of Burzum and Manowar and Sodom and Electric Wizard and all that. But I just, because when I was a kid, in middle school, I listened to Korn and Metallica and some other stuff, but that was about it. I didn't listen to a lot of different bands. Yeah, then later I need to get more into metal bands, so I started listening to a bunch of stuff, and I've started finding the genres I like and things like that.
Well, yeah, another thing with there's a lot of modern metal bands that are fucking pretentious faggots who pretend that they hate Metallica just because Metallica's too quote unquote mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
That drives me nuts. It's dude, Metallica was a fucking pioneer in metal. One is easily the best metal song.
Yeah, and also I think it's stupid that Sugar Booger was telling me that about where he was oh yeah, I understand liking Mayhem, but liking it's I understand liking Mayhem and Megadeth, but liking Metallica is weird. It's Megadeth, literally the guy from Megadeth is from Metallica, and they sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
And then again, Mayhem was inspired by Metallica.
Yeah.
That's one of the bands that inspired Mayhem, so it's really stupid.
Most metal bands have some root in Metallica's beginning.
Yeah, it's great. It's so stupid.
So Kyler, since you've moved to Rumble exclusivity, what have you uploaded thus far?
It's just
Bomb Rush
Cyberpunk.
Okay. Well, if you ever want to mirror any of your old content, I've still got some of it on this computer, I think.
I'm sure you do.
I might have deleted some of it to make room at one point, but I think I've still got some of it.
This is fine.
Look at Corbin doing the push-ups. You gotta get swole.
You gotta do the push-ups, get the big muscles, and he's gonna steal all the women because he's got the big muscles.
And it'll go burn in a fire.
They burn in the fire.
Let's see, what else? Oh, I've been making Theron play Yick. I know I've talked about this a few times before, but I might as well throw some Yick in there anyway. Why the fuck not? He's finally like last time he played, he got to he beat the first dungeon, so now he's gonna go to Windtown, which is the second town. And then hopefully he'll be able to finish the game before the 1.5 update, because if I update it to because like once the 1.5 update comes out, I'm updating it on my PS4.
Yeah.
And so, like, it'll be really interesting if he started out on 1.25 and then it gets updated midway through his playthrough. I don't know how that'll work. Because they add a bunch of shit in it, so I don't know if it'll
probably just work.
Yeah. But I wonder, because, like, the new content, or the new combat system is introduced really early on, so I wonder if he'll just be locked into old combat unless he goes and talks to Jocasta.
Jocasta.
Yeah, which is the name of Oedipus's mother, and I'm sure there's some significance to that. Let's see.
Oedipus.
I think it's funny that Oedipus, like, the Oedipus complex is like, oh, you want to fuck your mother? But, like, he didn't. Like, he literally clawed his eyes out when he found out it was his mother.
Yeah. Well, I mean, literally, it's not even. But I feel like people like completely misunderstand what the point that Sigmund Freud's even making when he's talking about it.
Well, yeah, because they take it all very, very literally.
Yeah, because like he also like people are like, oh, he based all of his views on himself, and it's like he had patients, and a lot of them had reoccurring like themes and all, and like they're weird and like they had like similar problems.
Yeah.
And but it could be just that was the culture of Germany at the time or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I hate that like so many modern people like discredit Freud, because I think Freud made a lot of good points, and like I think that Freudian psychology is far more credible than like modern psychiatry. Oh yeah.
Or any of that.
Well, because the whole point of Freud was to get to the root cause of like problems, whereas now everyone's just like, no.
And literally everything Freud like associates like every negative personality trait to some form of trauma, and that's super accurate. Like most of your negative personality traits are connected with like childhood traumas, and you're in like having to confront those things in order to get over those problems.
Yeah. But like modern,
rather than just drugs and feel okay about it and then never actually improve.
Well, the thing I fucking hate about modern therapy is they think that everyone needs to be validated. It's like, oh, you need to feel valid. You need to be validated.
Yeah.
Which is just bullshit.
Yeah, that's it'll solve itself, because all those people end up killing themselves.
Well, yeah, but obviously
I wonder what happened to all the mentally ill people in societies like Rome or Nazi Germany or places like that.
I don't know. No one could know.
Well, it's funny to me that when I talk to like white nationalists, and they'll be like, "Oh no, you see, we don't actually advocate for killing those people. That didn't happen." But then, like, you ask them, "Well, what should we do with them?" And they're like, "We should remove them from society." It's like, "Oh yeah, and how do you mean?"
Put them in a cannon and send them to an island.
It's funny because like
I think Potatoes literally talked about like, oh, you just send them somewhere else. It's like
so like a concentration camp.
We will concentrate them at a camp, you see, and they'll be like a concentration camp. Like, I don't know. Like it's funny to me, like the inconsistencies with that, where you get like oh look, we don't want that didn't happen, but it should have. It should have.
Like that's basically the vibe you get.
Yeah, but
it's really stupid to me because they deny all of the aspects of it that are cool. Because they're like, oh no, Hitler wasn't into like all that Satanist stuff. He was just a nice Catholic guy, and he didn't kill all those Jews or the mentally ill or the homosexuals or any of those people.
Or the Polish.
Or the black. No, here's a picture of Hitler. He was with a black dude. He's standing next to a black guy in this picture.
See, look, it was a myth that he didn't shake Jesse Owens' hand. Which, by the way, that is true. That is a myth. It actually was President Truman that didn't shake Jesse Owens' hand. Which is really funny, because people will say, oh, Hitler didn't shake his hand, but it's literally our president at the time who didn't.
Yep.
I think it's funny, though, because the image itself is like, see, Hitler didn't kill black people. He loved the homies.
It's such a stupid take, and to deny Nazi war crimes ever happened at all is retarded to me, because so much of our modern technology and science is literally based on Nazi war crimes, because we brought a lot of Nazi war criminals over here and used their skill after the war. And how do you think they
made them slaves?
Kinda. Yeah.
I will say that the alternate history view that these people have a lot of the time is right, but because of certain reoccurring themes in history, this leads them to very strong beliefs in things that just aren't proven to be true, based on patterns and things like that, or stories that could have or takes on history that are just as unknowable as the takes that are considered mainstream, or
right.
It's just well, you're just another person saying that this is what happened in history. It's like you could be just as fake as any of the other people.
Well, yeah. Well, and there's some things that I think are undeniable too, to an extent. You know what I mean? There's some things that are that.
Yeah.
They will take things and say, well, see, because the government said it's wrong. It's but then you'll not acknowledge, you'll acknowledge other things the government said, and be like, well, that one's okay though. And it's I get being skeptical, right? Like I said, I've increasingly become more of the belief that the moon landing was probably fake.
Yeah.
But what about nuclear? What about nuclear weapons? Are nuclear weapons real?
Yeah, nuclear weapons are totally real. Ask Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
Are there?
That's all things about government.
Are there people who don't think nuclear weapons are real?
Yeah.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they also don't want nuclear power plants.
Yeah, nuclear power plants is what we should have everywhere. Those are the safest and cleanest form of power.
Small little generator at every house.
I'm very pro-nuclear power. I think one of the problems...
blowing stuff up in the name of Jesus Christ.
In Minecraft.
Oh, yeah, of course.
In a book.
Yeah, damn, Corbin, you are getting toned.
Huh? Oh, what?
I saw your bicep, and I'm like, damn. Look at that. Hell yeah. The audience can't see any of it.
You look at it?
But can they do this?
I'm getting ripped.
Can they do this?
Corbin will do that all the time when I'm talking to him on a voice chat and be like, yeah, but can you do this? And then I'm like, do what? And he's like, come on, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
I would be like, how do you know? You can't see me.
Yeah. Checkmate.
No, I could see him.
Hey.
Oh, no, I was the one that wasn't on screen.
No, neither of us were on screen, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Now, I always find, historical things to be interesting when you look at stuff that goes against the mainstream historical narrative. But just because I find those things interesting doesn't mean I just immediately accept everything about them. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of people who think that the moon landing was fake that also think that the moon is either a hologram or a fucking spaceship.
It's made out of cheese.
I don't know if there's anyone who actually believes it's made out of cheese, but it wouldn't surprise me.
It's a crater that came off the Earth. We know which part of the Earth it came off of.
Well, yeah, but you know that there literally are people who don't believe in space, right?
I literally posted on a thing on Facebook just recently where somebody was like, it was like an astronaut thing where Facebook was just randomly like, you know, they show you stuff that you don't even want to see, just like some random person. But it was like an astronaut talking. He's like, "This is me in space," and I literally just typed in like, "Space isn't real," and that was just all I left on.
Lol, that's funny. No, with like the like, obviously, like, I'm all for going into some crazy like hokey stuff, but like people who don't think space is real, I'm just like, that's a little kooky for my taste.
Also, I just think that people that don't, and like Christians that don't believe in evolution, I think are just too, like...
They're foolish.
Like,
well, yeah.
I think it blows my mind. I don't understand it.
Well, it's like when I argue with Chisu, and then he'll send me all these videos from fucking Kent Hovind and be like, this proves evolution is wrong. It's like, dude, I've seen Kent Hovind's arguments. Kent Hovind is retarded. Kent Hovind's arguments never work.
Also, I was reading Varg's books about paganism, and even he doesn't believe in like evolution.
He doesn't,
and says that he says that the Big Bang is made up by Christians. And
what?
He thinks that the Big Bang is made up by Christians to believe that the world was created when it always existed.
What the hell?
Is what he said. Like, he has some weird beliefs. Like, he thinks that Thor's hammer is symbolic for like he was talking about Thor's hammer being symbolic for like placenta of a woman, and it was like talking about the stories of Thor in like a way where it sounds like he's talking about like he's simping. Like, it was really weird.
He's simping for Thor or simping for women using Thor as a metaphor?
Yeah, simping for women using Thor as a metaphor. Like a lot of his stuff is like him simping over like the meaning of, because he's like, oh, this god represents marriage and fertility, and and it appeals to my white European wife-loving simpness. Like, it's
That's pretty cool.
Look, Varg has some out there beliefs, but they're at the very least interesting.
Yeah, like, I freaking love reading his interpretations of things. Like, he believes elves are the spirits of his ancestors or something.
Well, like dark elves specifically, right?
Yeah, like dark elves, he thinks are the spirits of his ancestors.
So he's an Enwa.
You Enwa?
Die, Fetcher! Grab him! This is the end of you, Swit!
What the heck am I getting messages from?
You're getting messages from God, Corbin. He's telling you to stop being a blasphemer.
Yeah, stop it.
But, no, Varg is an interesting guy. I mean, he's literally, he killed a guy, he burned down churches, he's a pagan with Nazi beliefs. He's very interesting. But it's funny because like some of the white nationalists and like National Socialists I've talked to don't like Varg. Like Corbin was literally in an argument the other day about it. Because like Corbin was like, Varg was clearly inspired by Hitler, and like he's like, no, he wasn't. And then Corbin sent him that picture that he uses as his profile picture with the Hitler haircut. And he's like, yeah, totally not inspired.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, so much. He's like talked about it so much.
Yeah,
but,
like I do find like talking with people with much more radical beliefs to be much more interesting. But even then, when you talk to like white nationalists, they all kind of have the same beliefs. Like, except Varg. Varg is like a unique one. He is a very unique one.
Yeah, because he's like all into like pagan stuff and the more like occult aspects of Nazism. And,
which granted, I guess there is like sort of a neo-pagan like. There are a lot of like neo-pagan people in like Scandinavia and stuff, so I'm sure Varg isn't like the only one who thinks similar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely not the kind of stuff you see with like people in the West who are like that. Like, well, I mean, I guess Scandinavia is the West, but I mean America.
But yeah, I mean, but Varg, I mean, has a point about Christians the same way Christians have a point about Jews, I think, where it's like you're just like, yeah, people have used religion to take over civilizations and control people and replace their culture and beliefs. Like, all religions kind of do stuff like that.
Well, and that's why, like, when you try to find, like, a bad guy in history, I don't really find that to be an accurate way to approach things, because literally everyone, like, every group has done horrible things in the name of their beliefs. Like, it's just part of human history. It's just human nature.
Except for the Scientologists. They've never done anything wrong.
Yeah, and you say that with no gun pointed at your head or anything. People who speak out against Scientology disappear pretty frequently.
Yep.
Corbin's freeze frames. Are you still there, Corbin, or did you get disconnected?
Nope. We talked about Scientology, now he's dead.
Yeah, Scientologist got him.
That was fast.
Yeah, they sure was. No, I remember I had this pamphlet from Scientology that I read on a video forever ago. That was pretty funny, because, like, the whole thing... I mean, granted, like, Scientology, like, is all about, like, self-actualization, and, like, it's literally the same kind of shit you hear in college courses, where they're, like, your truth, and, like, trying to say that objective truth doesn't exist. Like, that's a pretty big part of Scientology. It's the same faggy New Age shit that you hear college students talk about now.
People who tell me that you have your own truth.
Yeah, there is the
truth. Your own reality.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're all in the same reality.
Well, and, like, it's funny, like, when you hear, like, people talk about, like, the global flood, right? Because the global flood absolutely happened.
Yeah, it's provable.
Yeah, and, like, and it's funny, though, because people say, oh, well, all these other civilizations talk about a global flood, so that means it's not true. It's like, doesn't that mean it is true if literally every ancient civilization has talked about it? And, like, all of them have a small group of people survive on an ark, too. So it's like...
Yeah, and they all have bearded men show up and teach them how to farm and stuff afterwards.
So, like, to say that that somehow disproves it is just retarded.
Also, like, all the deserts. I wonder what historically must have happened for all these deserts to show up.
Yeah. It's almost like there was a global flood.
No way.
Like, that's the thing, like... And the problem is everybody gets so stuck in an ideology, they just like to... You have confirmation bias where they find things that prove their point and then ignore things that disprove it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one thing, I will say this, like, for me, the biblical description of the pyramids, right, where it was built by slaves, makes way more sense than saying it was built by Egyptian farmers.
Or that it was built by friggin' aliens.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, like, the slaves thing, it's like, that already makes perfect sense. Then you gotta throw in a bunch of other crazy theories.
Like, the idea that it was... I think it's, when people talk about it, like, it being... Wait, I feel like that's kind of... That's one of the ones where it's like... Because usually the stuff in the stuff about history makes everything about the Jews, but that's one where it's like makes it about no, they weren't slaves.
Yeah, I wonder if some of the white nationalists I've talked to believe that the Jews were slaves to the Egyptians, or if they think that that's propaganda too.
They probably think it's propaganda.
They probably say, oh, it's Israelites or something.
Yeah, that's right, because they say, oh, well, remember, there's 12 tribes of Israel, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking stupid.
But, like they'll say that, but then, like, they act like Israel is a monolith, that it's all just one tribe.
Hmm.
Also, they want their own ethno-state, and they think that ethno-states are good, except for when the Jews do it.
Funny shit.
Like, at least be fucking consistent.
That's
Honestly,
too hard to do.
I think Varg Vikernes is actually smarter than Darren or Potato.
Yeah.
When it comes to when it comes to his actual inner thoughts on things, or at least he's a lot more original, I think.
Original for sure, definitely.
I think he actually came to his own conclusions rather than just believed a bunch of stuff he heard on Wikipedia, or not Wikipedia, but on one of those websites where a bunch of Nazis share their information.
It's usually like Telegram. That's usually what they talk on.
But it's always the same. They always have the same opinions, and they're always boring. It's never actually anything interesting. When you talk to them, you expect something crazy, but it's always just oh no, you think all the crazy stuff just didn't happen. And it's well, that's just boring.
Because, the shit I always find interesting about the Third Reich is when you hear about all the weird occult shit, like Hitler trying to build a fucking death ray that could harness the power of the sun.
Or the Nazi fuck machine, man. That shit was weird.
Yeah, Yorotsuki Doji too. But or the Thule Society, that shit's interesting in history, right? But people who support Nazis are just no, actually none of that happened. It's so you support the more boring version.
Mm-hmm.
It's
so you're basically just a regular. You're basically just a regular Christian that just thinks that just rewrites I don't know if it's saying rewrite, but reinterpreting all of history as the Jews doing everything wrong, or because it's they show historical things, but it's always but it's you could show a million things of white people or Christians doing the same thing that the Jews, and every race has done stuff like this.
Yeah. And the thing is when you talk about statistics and proportions, it's yeah, sure, Jewish people are disproportionately represented in elite classes. That is true. That is a point that they have. And there is something to be said about agendas that are held by a lot of these groups. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But then to just take it to the extreme and say, well, this is how it always is in history, and this is literally the solution for absolutely fucking everything. It's
It is the final solution.
like I said, I don't like the people that are fucking simping for Israel, but I also certainly don't like the people that are simping for Palestine either.
Yeah, I think
on both sides. It's fine.
I think tribalism is a good thing, but these are some shitty tribes.
Yeah. Because I don't like either of them. I only care about the U.S. I don't give a shit about a fucking bunch of Tuscan Raiders fighting a bunch of Israelites.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me in the slightest.
Seriously, I think it's nuts that conservatives are thinking, conservatives always are oh, the Muslims are a serious threat right now, the Muslims. What they believe is terrible, and if they had the chance to kill us, they would. But they're a bunch of fucking retards that we give the weapons to, and that's the only advantage they ever get is if we give them the weapons. Other than that, they're retarded. They literally have no capability of doing what we can do.
You're forgetting that we do give them really good weapons.
Obama literally created ISIS.
Yeah, with really good weapons.
He literally armed a bunch of rebels to go against Al-Qaeda, and then they became ISIS. Obama literally armed and created ISIS.
Thanks, Obama.
You're being afraid of a bunch of retards that couldn't have done anything if without us, and in the first place, these people are I don't believe that they're as big of a threat as the news media has ever made them out to be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are threats and stuff, but
yeah, I mean threats as far as they're actually capable of doing yeah, they would if they could, but most I don't think they can't nearly as much as the news makes us think that they can.
Yeah. What's up, Horizons? We're talking about Muslims and Jews.
We're talking about Jews and their lies.
Okay. Well, guess what happened last night? The
Jews?
Ivan got stabbed with poison.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's true. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Derek Chauvin, the guy who killed George Floyd. Well, The guy who is said to have killed George Floyd, the cop who was on George Floyd's neck when he overdosed, he got stabbed in prison.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Suspicious as fuck, though, isn't it?
He dead, though?
I don't
No,
know.
he ain't dead.
Yeah, there you go. He's not dead.
What a shitty person trying to stab him, then.
Yeah, they fucked up. Couldn't even get a shanking right.
Couldn't even kill himself right.
Well, not kill himself, but yeah. Yeah, I know that's a Stalin reference when Stalin's son tried to blow his brains out.
So my dad, I don't know why, thinks Hills and Oates is like a gay duo.
Okay. Do you mean Hall & Oates?
Yeah.
Like they're the music group, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your dad thinks they're gay?
Yep.
What a story.
What a story, Mark.
I mean, he was watching Below Deck Mediterranean, and like 75% of the crew are foodies.
Okay. I mean, he's probably not wrong.
You know who my profile picture is?
Who?
It's Varg Vikernes. You don't know who it is?
Nope.
You should look it up.
Let me guess, it's gonna be a fucking Wigma Balls joke.
It's not, actually. But Varg did do something cool.
Yeah, Varg did many cool things.
I need to watch
At least
your
23.
I need to watch
Yeah.
your season 2 of Tales from the Drive-Thru.
Yeah, I did upload that recently.
I'm waiting for you to do one about your pal going out at work or something.
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely do one. I realized I talked about it on a Red Eye Raw in the past, but I haven't done an actual Tales from the Drive-Thru on it.
You know, I think you should keep the name, but it's no longer you're no longer talking anything about the drive-thru. So if it's not about the drive-thru, should you just name it Tales from Work? Or
No, the name stays. I was like, I think you should keep the name, but maybe you should change the name.
You see, I like your idea, except for all of it.
It reminds me of Blackadder when he's like, this is a great letter, sir. You wrote it really well, but if I could just change one little thing, would that be all right? And he's like, well, what would you change? He's like, the words.
Oh God. So yeah, I just got done watching the newest Mission Impossible movie and The Equalizer 3.
Why?
Just because.
Why? Horizon, you sure do go on about like how woke new movies are, but you sure do watch a lot of new movies.
I could smell wokeness from a mile away.
It smells like bleach, right? I could smell white supremacy. I got a real scent for white supremacy, and he smells like bleach.
Well,
Even though I watch new movies, I can tell if it's like real in your face.
I think literally every new movie is.
Yeah, like you literally can't make movies.
It's not. That's pretty much thinking
With
that
all of them.
That 90%. I say 90%.
What Jew is gonna let you make a movie that goes against the mainstream narrative?
Chuck Schumer.
No, he literally wouldn't. I mean, he's not in Hollywood, but that was an awful example, Horizons. Chuck Schumer is like the Democrats, House Minority Leader?
Communist Senate Majority Leader out of the state of New York.
And you think that he would let you go against the mainstream narrative? What? How does that compute?
It does not compute.
Exactly.
It does not compute. Do you know what you should do for that, Fida? Office Space.
That is a good movie.
Winner. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. What the fuck does any of this mean?
I don't understand.
What does it mean?
Do Wibbles have Wigma?
Yes, they do. They also have Kodichi.
Kadichi?
Kodichi, kick your nuts.
That doesn't work.
That was stupid.
Yeah, it was
Get
awful.
a better joke.
Try again.
Kick
Oh, try again.
Hey, Horizon, do you want some Hava?
Have these nuts.
No. Have a nice day. Got him.
Oh,
Oh, you got him.
these nuts.
By the way, I have the picture of Jar Jar Binks' dad trying to kill himself on screen right now.
What?
Yeah, did you not know that happened? It's in a comic. Jar Jar Binks' dad, George R. Binks. He tries.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, he puts a gun up to his head, and his wife's like, "No, George, don't do it." Yeah, he's like, "No, George, don't
want to do it."
Shut the fuck up. No, George, don't do it. We can get off this island somehow. We have so much to live for. Think of your son. And then when she says "think of your son" is when he actually tries to kill himself.
Oh God. Well,
have you guys seen that really cringy clip of the speedrunner who, like, this autistic guy goes up on stage with him, or on the couch next to him, and keeps, like, saying, like, annoying stuff the whole time, and eventually the speedrunner...
that's definitely a person that doesn't understand how to, be in a conversation.
I've never met anybody like that.
Well, I'm a very nice guy. I'm very talkative, because I like to socialize.
Anyway, so, like, as he's going on, like, the more that guy talks, eventually the speedrunner gets sick of it and is just like, "I'd really prefer it if you'd be quiet." And then there's just this really long, awkward silence.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
That actually does.
What's that, Corbin?
That does remind me of Horizons.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, Walter.
He's defaulted to old programming.
Walter bread, system error.
Indeed. System error indeed.
Oh, he said it. He said the wine. He said the wine. He said the wine.
What are you even on about? Oh, good, the soundboard. That's real funny, Horizons. You're a real RDRR moment.
I don't get it.
Kyler, you're not supposed to get it because you're not on the same level.
He's pulling his cock out!
Horizons EXE is broken.
Yeah, Horizons.exe has stopped working.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
It's going to be quite a different place with him gone, that's for true.
Okay, I'm going to...
Hang on, Corbin. I'm going to do something real quick. I kicked him out of the call.
Wow, you kicked me from a channel. How original.
You wouldn't shut the fuck up with the soundboard. Yeah, you can. Just right-click and click disconnect.
One more time. I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just deal with it.
Really intimidating, Horizons. Good job.
It's the scariest thing anyone's ever told me.
Okay, I'll tell you what the worst YouTuber is. The Cucumber.
No, the Cucumber Clan's a masterpiece. What are you talking about?
Christian's a masterpiece, too.
Yes. No, the worst YouTuber is Ethan Klein.
Must
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Very true.
I'm glad with where he's at now.
I feel much better. Okay.
What do you mean where he's at now?
Wait, I might not be up to date on it, but like the last thing I knew, he was like just like really depressed and like just really upset because like Hassan, he doesn't agree with Hassan at all, and he can't like say anything about it without it being like a big thing.
Oh yeah, because like Hassan's all like pro-Palestine and he's all pro-Israel.
Yeah.
I'm against this Hamas terrorist bullshit. You know?
Well, what do you think of Israel?
Well, the Jewish country run by Jews.
Okay. That was the most non-answer answer ever.
Well, you see, the Jews, they have
The
their
Jews they
Jewish
know because they
land.
drink the Code Red. They're real Jew drink.
They're the real Jews.
Jews listen to Ben Shapiro.
What about Ben Shapiro?
Zero people
You
shouldn't
not
have
know
a
that
people.
Ben Shapiro is Jew?
What about him?
He's Jewish.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody fucking
Yeah, no
knows that.
shit.
Ben Shapiro sucks.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro's a fucking weenie.
I watched the
Candace,
Quarterlane.
I have more
There's a
respect for
YouTuber
the
that's
and I
really
don't
fucking
respect
based.
myself.
Name me one good based YouTuber right now.
Undead Chronic.
Thulian perspective, when he had a thing. Sam Hyde has a YouTube channel, I guess.
Razor Fist.
Yep.
The Wakeaholic.
Yep. That's Razor Fist.
What's Apron Club? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Leather Apron Club?
Yeah, Leather Apron Club, yeah.
Outposts, all those, man.
Oh, John Doyle.
Heck off,
Yeah,
commie!
is really based.
I swear I have a GIF of him right now. Let me see if I do.
Excuse me, you have a what?
I have a GIF.
Oh boy, he's one of those.
He's a
GIF
he's
boy.
one of those.
Yep, here it is. Here it is. I got it.
I can't take anyone who pronounces it GIF seriously.
You mean GIF?
Yes.
I always call it GIF.
It is GIF. It's obviously GIF.
Because I never even knew what the proper way was. I just always called it.
I love how in the intro he's just driving a classic Ford and it looks like a classic.
Like he literally just sent a GIF of the intro to Heck Off Kami, which obviously I've seen because I've watched his show quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Drexel, but he doesn't have a YouTube channel anymore.
I have a Rumble channel and I have to upload everything manually because the fucking YouTube automation is broken.
Yeah, the YouTube Rumble sync is broken as shit.
I think it's because YouTube tries to counteract it.
Yeah, because I had it synced up for a little bit and it was barely working, and now it doesn't even work at all.
Horizons, you were in the call with Darren before. You should watch some of his videos sometime.
Yeah, Darren's got a pretty good channel. Darren Kern.
Yeah.
My foot's asleep.
So you wake it up.
I don't know how to do that.
Chop it off.
Stick your finger up its ass.
My foot doesn't have an ass.
Has one leg. How dare you?
Yeah,
Swam-
Corbin's dad has only one
put
leg,
an
you heartless
island on
bastard.
it.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with my foot being asleep?
Okay. Half-Life, best game ever made.
No.
Doom.
Doom's up there, sure.
Doom? Yeah, I like Doom. I played Doom instead of doing my schoolwork, like, a lot.
Doom or just
Like, whenever we would be on our Chromebooks in school, I just played Doom while listening to Metallica with my headset on.
That's pretty cool.
That's,
And I just
you
do
probably
that.
got better education from that.
Right?
Yeah. The only class I paid attention to was, like, Mr. Cox was my teacher, because he was really into the Civil War, and he was really passionate about the Civil War, and also defended the South a lot.
That's pretty based.
That's pretty based.
It was a pretty good class, because he replaced the pregnant leftist woman.
Oh yeah. I had so many leftists in my all the schools I went to. Virtually
why.
no based people.
That's because the whole school system is fucking propaganda.
State-run schools should not exist.
Trump is trying to make an open college someday.
I don't really like that, to be honest. I don't think schools should be free.
No, they shouldn't. I mean, like, Peterson Academy is where schools should be at.
Well, Jordan Peterson has a lot of problems, too, though. Like, Jordan Peterson has really retarded views when it comes to online anonymity and stuff.
Oh, yes, he does, but his academy thing's not even ran by him. It's ran by his daughter.
Also, his views on psychology are very, like cornflakes. Yeah, I think, like, because when I read Sigmund Freud in college, I'm like, his interpretation of them is actually a lot more boring than the actual source material.
Yeah.
And I think he's just I don't know. I think he's just sort of a typical, like, sometimes I wouldn't put him in those box and say like he's like mainstream conservative, because I'd say he's also classical liberal, I guess. But he's like super like pro Israel though.
Is he?
Actually, and but he did do like a bunch of videos where he's like interviewing like Muslims and stuff. Like,
Yeah, he interviewed a lot of people
Which
during
country
that.
was
shit.
in is North Korea.
Like at the beginning, he's been interviewing a lot of them.
yeah.
But I mean, the Peterson Academy thing is a whole different story because that's just literally trying to
I'm
get
gonna head off. I'm sorry
school
for
system
interrupting you
that's
guys.
better
I
than
just
what
like
there
having,
is.
I like being in this server. It's pretty based.
Yeah, no, for sure, Horizons.
It's fun because I've been watching your YouTube since probably like 2017, 2018. Back the first video I ever saw was that you do kind of hack into a DivX DVD that was pretty much paperweight.
Well, yeah, and I knew it wouldn't work, because, And also, it's funny how many people in the comments don't know the difference between DivX, the type I was doing, and then the other kind of DivX. Because, like, there's this one guy in the comments that acted like I was stupid. He's like, oh, come on, you're just trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. You need to download the right codecs. It's like, dude, it's not that kind of DivX. It's the other kind, jackass.
You just reminded me of something. You should watch some Jackass.
I have the DVDs.
What?
That's what he got from that.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because I said the word jackass.
Okay.
I also join a lot of it. I try to join his Red Eye Feeder.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been there for a few of them, yeah.
Why won't my Halo launch? My Halo's broken.
Yeah,
Watch it with
I think it
a lot of
broke.
time.
It doesn't.
Okay, in
like
all
my new
seriousness, I'm gonna head off for the night.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
See you later, Horizons.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I probably have to put the original game file in. It's probably still my hacked file. Fucking shit.
Kyler, so he joins these chats a lot and usually leaves when I insult him too much.
Mm-hmm. I just don't understand what the fuck he was on about. Like,
Look, Horizons, he's a nice guy, but he's special.
yeah.
He's just so boring and doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
like he says a lot, but he doesn't say anything.
He takes forever to say nothing.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Why
is my Halo broken?
That's a good question. Kyler, who do you prefer, Bulma or Chi-Chi as a character?
Bulma.
Good. Yeah, because
he's always talking about freaking Chi-Chi and Pan all the freaking time. He's nuts.
Yeah, Chisu never shuts the hell up about how he prefers Chi-Chi, and I'm like, Chi-Chi sucks, fuck you.
He wants to dommy mommy.
Right?
And he posts pictures of freaking Pan pregnant. He's like, I got her pregnant.
Yeah, he does do that.
It's like, please, Chizu, I don't need this.
Yeah, and I'm like, Chisu, you sure you want to say that? And he's like, it's okay, she's older, because this is AF Pan.
It doesn't matter, because it's a fictional character.
I agree, I'm just saying, like, he uses pictures from GT and then tries to justify it by saying it's AF when it's literally GT.
What he should do is just not tell me about it and keep it to himself.
Yeah.
But who's he gonna tell about it if he's not telling you?
And maybe he should consider exploding into a million pieces as well.
PCs?
Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces.
Leaving Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces
all over the walls.
Made me think of that Brother Lynch song.
You're ignorant.
Remember in Look It's a Dead Body when he's like, leaving Reese's Pieces, my feces.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so you've listened to Look It's a Dead Body? I didn't think you listened to any of Brother Lynch Hung.
You showed me that one.
Okay. That one's one of, like, the worst ones, so I'm surprised. Because Meat Cleaver is way better. Like, Meat Cleaver and Crocodile.
I've definitely seen Meat Cleaver.
Yeah, Meat Cleaver's great.
They're all interesting. I'll give them that.
I like Sit in That Corner, bitch.
Have you listened to Necro?
I don't know. Maybe.
He's a good dude.
Necro's music's great. I love Necro.
I friggin' love when he's friggin' sexually harassing women on the street.
Yeah, the Necro Outside series is great.
I can't believe that that's allowed on YouTube. I blows my mind.
Right? He literally walks up to random women on the street and goes, "Hey, nice camel toe."
Wow.
He does all kinds of crazy stuff that I'm just like, I'm watching him, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, like,
I also like how when he's accusing all the people where he's like, hey, are you, like, he's like asking them all, it's like, are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile? They're all like immediately, oh, no. Then the one guy's like, hey, yeah, how you think somebody's going to seriously answer you when you ask that? And he's like the first person to not answer directly.
Yeah, like, that was really funny, because he's like, he walks up to a bunch of people and he's like, are you a pedophile? And they all just say no immediately. But then one guy's like, nobody's going to answer that kind of question, and he's literally the only one who didn't answer it.
That's hilarious.
Or, like, he'll go into the fucking store and be like, excuse me, where are the Magnum condoms?
That sounds like a thing people do.
No, but, like, he always makes it really awkward.
I think it's really funny, though, how he has, like, absolutely no respect for anybody.
Yeah, Necro's a douche, but I love it.
Yeah.
That's why it was funny when we were watching Necro and we were sharing Necro videos in the Discord, and then fucking, I guess I'll say his name since it's relevant. When Ree was we shared a surveillance cameraman, and Ree's like, oh, he's just harassing these people. It's like, you were fine with Necro, but this you have a problem with?
Fucking people, man. Fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's on a whole other level of retarded, and I'm not going to bring him up again because he doesn't deserve the attention. But it was relevant there.
Yeah.
I've never met somebody who is so consistently retarded.
Yeah. Let's see. I feel like a lot of the new things we end up liking, we like liking in spite of them rather than because of them. Like, we end up liking all the characters you're supposed to hate, and we take the message that is the opposite of what they intended.
Yeah. Like, that's why, like, whenever, like, that's the only time where when conservatives are talking about, like, actually watching a new movie and being like, I like this movie because I liked the villain. Like, at least then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I think a lot of them fucking took that as a massive cope with fucking Barbie.
Yeah, that was just stupid. Like, it's like, yeah, that's me. I'm a demasculated male who's really stupid.
Well, and, like, they'll be, like, it's funny to me how many fucking people in that fucking server that we got kicked out of really liked it.
Yeah, it was really... I don't get, like, the thing with Ryan Gosling now. Like, I don't get why anybody... Like, he's always been retarded, and his movies are really overrated.
It is funny, though, how they told us that we were, like, being contrarian when, like, that's all that server was.
Yeah. Also, they were, like, literally simping over, like, they literally were simps on...
Yeah, there was that one girl in there who, like, called you an incel, and then, like, they all simped for her.
Yeah, and they're all like, yeah... It was. I think that's fine. Like, objectivists and Nazis and, like, a lot of these groups
are
like all of these groups except for MGTOW are, like, super. Like oh, women need to be worshipped. They're the if you hate women, then I don't know. Like, it's like the MGTOW group is the only one I can actually think of that's, like, not a simp.
Yeah. Group. Well, it's like Undead Chronic always says, like, pretty much every mainstream conservative is a feminist, even if they say they're not.
Yeah.
Because, like, you hear all these people talk about how, oh, men need to go back to their traditional roles, but you never hear them complaining about women going up to their roles. It's always like, you need to step up and be the man. It's like, well, why doesn't she need to, fucking act like a woman?
Mm-hmm.
You need to not care.
The thing is that the whole thing, like that's something I can't really like about these things where it's like the guy telling you how to get with a lady or whatever is like and rather than it just being about men pursuing their own benefit, not for the sake of a romantic partner, but just for the sake of their own betterment. Like a lot of these things always make it about like getting women. I mean,
yeah. And like I can understand from like a legacy angle, you want to have a family. Like obviously that's in our nature. But to act like everything in your life needs to be done at the behest of a woman is just fucking gay.
That's dumb.
That's why passport bros, I think, are actually, they got the right idea.
Go to the Philippines.
Yep. Like I literally have a driver at my company that's gonna go marry this girl in the Philippines sometime next year, because like that's what he's been doing, because like he's like, yeah, I'm done with Western women, I'm gonna go try this new Filipino chick out that I've been messaging and stuff. And like it's funny because like he was arguing with her, right, because she wasn't talking to him on Messenger, and because she wasn't messaging him, he's like, you need to message me or else I'm gonna stop paying for your dental bills and stuff. And then he cut her off and blocked her for like a week, and then finally went back and he's like, you ready to actually cooperate? And then now she's playing ball and acting like she should.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he told her, I need to be the most important thing in your life, and if I'm not, then we're done.
Good.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty based.
Why aren't my mods working?
What Halo are you playing anyway?
I was trying to play Halo 3 Combat Evolved.
Halo 3? Oh, is it like Combat Evolved built in the Halo 3 engine?
It's built in the ODST engine.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
It's Halo 1 in the ODST engine, and its graphics are insane, but it's just not working. I'm gonna probably have to uninstall a bunch of shit.
Okay.
It sucks.
Yeah, I bought a book by Jeffrey Dahmer's dad, so I'm going to read that soon. So that's pretty cool. I have a lot of books I need to read. Corbin's definitely been better and more consistent at reading than me lately.
Yeah, I don't like reading.
Yeah, well that's why you do Audible. Hashtag
like
not a sponsor.
When I have children, that won't be an acceptable thing to be said.
Yeah, I know, it's funny. You're like, I don't like reading, but my kids will have to like reading.
Yep.
I like reading, I just don't have enough time for it a lot of the time. Or I'm doing too many other things.
Yeah.
And my sleep schedule's fucked.
Yeah, but you can work around the sleep schedule.
Yeah, true. Like, while we were having cigars, I could have easily been reading more of the White Pill, but instead I didn't.
I read the manga a lot of time, that's it.
One of these days I'm thinking, like, maybe... Do you guys think I should do, like, a video on, like, Kowloon Kurosawa and Uzi Gawaita and some of those interesting people?
You could.
Have you seen, I know you watch Wendigoon videos, so you might have seen his video about Junji Ito's No Longer Human. Have you?
I have not, I don't think.
Is what?
Okay, so, Wendigoon's video on the manga No Longer Human.
By Junji Ito?
I don't think I've read that one.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, so what that because then I can tell you about this about something in it where I'm not going to spoil anything. The funny thing that happens in it, where so the guy in No Longer Human is a guy that basically just goes along with whatever people tell him to do because that he doesn't really care about anything, and he's never been able to say no in his life, so he's just done whatever people have told him because he doesn't want to disappoint people or whatever. And doesn't see a point to anything, so I guess he's nihilistic. Like, he thinks everything is pointless and thinks that people that enjoy anything are basically stupid. And he joins like this communist like group of people, but he doesn't believe in communism, and he thinks that all of their beliefs are stupid, but he still just likes following them just because he thinks it's funny, I guess, that they care about anything.
Uh-huh.
And I just think it's funny, like, he's following around like these communist people, but he doesn't believe in communism.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like I said, I haven't read that. Like, with Junji Ito, I've read Fragments of Horror, I've read Dissolving Classroom. I've seen the Tomy movies, but I haven't read the manga.
I've read Tomy. I love Tomy.
Yeah, I know you have the, Tomy's pretty base, too, like, as a story, because, like, she's, like, the epitome of evil.
Yeah.
I've literally only read No Longer Human and Uzumaki. That's all I've read of Junji Ito.
I've got Uzumaki, but I haven't read it.
Uzumaki's pretty good, too.
Yeah, I like Uzumaki. I like stories about obsession. Like, that's because I get obsessed with stuff a lot, and that actually is something that is scary to me. Like, that you're getting obsessed with something so much that it like consumes your life or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's why Moby Dick is actually a pretty good story.
Yeah, I actually read some of Moby Dick, and I thought it was good, but I didn't read a lot of it.
You know.
I was like literally in the desk that was right next to the bookshelf that had Moby Dick on it.
Uh-huh.
In my literature class.
Right. What was I gonna say? Hold on. Let me think.
Juzini.
Juzini! Nazi flags! America is a country that can be defined in a single word. Is a foot.
That's right. That's how I define America. With Xi Jinping in the Alps.
Oh, you know in the AVGN like re-edit he did of the Atari porn games that he re-uploaded recently?
Yeah.
He literally said find a stranger in the Alps in one point of it.
That's funny.
Well, because, like, the whole thing is, like, because, like, he did it like one of those TV edits where he just dubbed over it with a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, instead of having sex, he said getting cats. So he's like, you just play as this guy getting cats with a lot of women. And then, like, for Custer's Revenge, he's like, you just gotta go up and you gotta get all the cactus juice. I mean, look how fucked up it is. You're just getting the cactus juice.
That's pretty great. Fuck the other hunter go.
So did you get it working then?
No, I'm just playing Firefight.
Ah, I see. I like how on Rumble I titled this stream Cobra Kai Part 2 and we haven't even done that.
You don't need to do that.
It's true. I called it Cobra Kai Part 2 and maybe more.
We can start that now. I'm staying up till 1. But
Okay.
the best way to do it would be to start now.
Okay, so do we want to wrap up this shit show then?
Sure, yeah.
Alright. Well, I think that's about the way the cookie crumbles then, and that's it. See ya, chumps.